And we're live.
Okay. Okay, that kind of entrance. We're entering with a difference.
Yeah, we are entering with a difference today.
Yeah, could you share the link on the
WhatsApp
group?
Yeah,
Yes,
okay, I'll have to. Okay, I have to launch it on my browser and then copy the link.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, we are live. I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, let me share the link.
Okay.
And yeah, we are good to go.
Okay. Hi guys, and welcome to this episode of the Contrast Podcast. So we are starting, although we are not complete, we are starting, and hopefully the ambassador will join us along the way. So today's topic, you're probably already seen it, is it's interesting. Delby, do you know the topic? Have you seen the topic already?
Yeah, so you posted in the group, so I had to check it out.
Okay.
I already have some few things to say about it.
Oh, awesome. Because I saw it, and like, if it was another rapper, I'd be like, oh, look at this.
But Nasty C, you're like, disrespect. Nasty C, you're like, disrespect.
I'm like, no way, it cannot be. Yeah. Okay, so before we dive into our topic, let's have some live updates. Maybe you can start.
Okay, live update. I've been chilling. Okay, I've just been there. Yeah, chilling, working on some things. That don't have anything to do with entertainment, but has a lot to do with money. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just been introverting and connecting. And I even had, I just remembered, I had a meeting today with Sangwedi and I forgot. I missed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We were supposed to have.
I saw he had the launching party.
Yeah, of his EP, yeah. I had listening, not launching, listening party or a session. Yeah, of his EP. I don't it's not actually the complete EP because it's just songs that, to me, I just believe the aim of that listening section was just to get people's opinion on his catalog, on the songs he already has, that he has done. You know, the reactions, the remarks to just determine, okay, these songs are good, I'll put them on the EP. It's not like the EP is complete and he's playing the EP for everybody to listen to. He's just, that was what I thought, because based on the remarks and based on some of the songs he was playing, like they were unmastered, and some of them were unfinished, like just had his verse and blank spaces where he needed to add anybody or somebody there. And yeah, that was just what I thought about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my life update.
Yeah. I reacting to that, I just feel like I like that he's coming to the forefront, because he has been in the industry for a while, but he has been behind the scenes, and he really has something new and something different to offer to the industry. So I like he's coming to the forefront, and I think he's doing it well.
Yeah, he has his own pocket. He has his own pocket. He has some sound, but there was one song he played there. I think it was featuring Mike Monster. I think a trap kind of song, and that's the foundation of his sound. What I knew him for, what he came into the industry for, like using slide 808s and the rest, So yeah, I think he said, like, he had a lot to say. He said so many guys told him not to come to the forefront, that he wasn't great at singing, that he should just stay as a producer behind the scenes and all that. But he said, fuck, I can sing. you know. And yeah, he's doing it, and most of his songs are amazing. They have their own sound, their own vibe, their own pocket, their own whole energy to them.
Yeah, I think that's the case for a lot of producers in our music industry. Like initially they wanted to be musicians, but they don't have like the money to go to the studio, get the songs. So they're like, let me do it by myself. And that's how most of them got into it. Yeah. Okay, on my end, life update. Man. I feel like I just keep on repeating the same thing over and over again. Let me see, did anything exciting happen? Nothing exciting happened, but most of the day of yesterday, we did not have light. So since we did not have light, I could not do a lot of the things which I do during the day, which involves light and my computer. So I couldn't do it. So I had to go out and visit people and just hang out. It was just that. It has been a long time since I left for the purpose of just going to visit and just sit down and relax and just have conversations with people. Most times, even when I'm leaving my house, it has been, okay, you're going for this purpose, you're going to do this. But yesterday it was just, okay, just put on any relaxing dress, go out and look for the house that you're going to and just relax and have relaxing conversations. It was good. It was Sunday too, so a lot of people were home. So you need to go home and you could just catch up.
So coming out of, let's just say, your introvert state and your comfort zone, coming out of that and going out, interacting, having conversations and all that, how did that make you feel? It felt different and good, right?
Yeah, it felt different and good. Like, I have a problem with interaction when it's people I don't know. You know, when you're getting to meet new people, like when somebody invites you for an event. Honestly, when they invite me for the event, I'm like, okay, cool. But it's going close to the date, I'm like, oh, can they just cancel it? Oh, can something just happen? Can there be a reason? Because like it comes with a lot of pressure. You have to meet new people. You have to greet. You have to have conversations with people that you don't yet know. Sometimes it gets really awkward. All that new interaction.
Yeah,
so that's when I really have an issue. But when I'm going to visit like a friend that I'm used to and I'm relaxed, or a family member, I'm like, no, I'm really having fun, and it's a relaxing situation. So yesterday was relaxing because it was going out to meet people I was familiar with. But when it's going out to meet unfamiliar people and new settings, then that's when it's like nerve-wracking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I get it. At least you had fun. Yeah. That was the most important thing, that you had fun. And for once, today we have something different from the life update, which is interesting too. Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the disrespect moment.
Yeah. So this is the foundation of this. An American YouTuber, influencer. I read his name, but I've forgotten the name, and I'm not mad at that. I've forgotten the name, but he did an episode on his channel, and he was talking about upcoming rappers, and then he named Nasty C as the top upcoming rapper. So mind you, he's based in the USA, and he names Nasty C as the top upcoming rapper, and South Africans were like, disrespect, how our top rapper in South Africa. And for me, even other than South Africans, I feel like Nasty C is one of the top rappers in Africa. When you even go online and people are listing top rappers in Africa, you see the name Nasty C there. A whole continent takes him as the top rapper. And then in the USA, this influencer makes a video and calls Nasty C an upcoming rapper. What do you guys in the comments say as we're talking about it? Like, what? They'll be like, seriously. Honestly, I'm taking this really personal because I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, I know Nasty C is your guy. Nasty C is your guy.
It's really personal. Like, what? How can you call Nasty C upcoming? No, never. Anyway, so I want you guys to let us know if you're watching. First of all, say hi. And
Gazi Rex is there.
Join in. Oh, Gazi Rex, welcome. So join in the conversation. You know, we always like to keep this interactive. Let us know what you think. Do you think African rappers or African musicians deserve to be classified as upcoming in the USA? Do you think it's an okay classification? First, Delibi, what do you think?
Let me reply to Gazi Rex and I'll give my opinion because this thing is interactive. Okay. Let's just keep the family fun, you know? Okay, yes. Gazi Rex is saying Asalo. Okay. Gazi Rex is saying Asalo na for house. So how are we doing today? We're doing fine, Gazi Rex. Boss lady is good. She went out, like life update is different today. At least you see she's happy today, you know. You guys know she did something different. Maybe not completely different because she met guys she knew already, but at least it's going out of the house. At least that's good. Yeah. Gazi Rex is also asking, hey guys, okay, Mandolo boss lady, I love the way relaxed today. He wanted to say, I love the way you're relaxed today because you were talking and you kept your arms on the chair like she felt, you know, relaxed. Well relaxed. Yeah, he said, I like the way you relaxed today. I love meeting new people. Okay, he's talking about your reply when you were talking about leaving the house, like meeting people you don't know and the rest. He's just replying to that saying, I love meeting new people. Yeah. Lord Junior, salute bro. How far? Yeah, he said it's salute all man for us. Yeah, I replied that one for pigeon because not pigeon in Tokande. Yeah, I just salute all man for us. I just salute you too. Okay, so what I think about this topic, okay? First of all, I knew you would take it personally. Like you're one of those who are mad, right? I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, but I don't blame the guy. Not that I don't see any reason why you guys should be mad at him. I listen to Nasty C. I know he's a top rapper in Africa. Even Burna Boy say he'll bet on Nasty C above so many Western rappers. Like Nasty C, because in the Western, let's just say the USA, in Hollywood, they always call Nasty C an Afrobeat artist. You know, they said Nasty C is an Afrobeat artist. When they call Afrobeat artists, they say Davido, Whiskey, Burna Boy, Nasty C. Burna Boy went online one day and said, you guys should stop calling Nasty C Afrobeats. He's a rapper. He's not an Afrobeat artist. He's a rapper. And he's even better than most of you guys there, calling like, because he's from Africa, you guys want to put him in the Afrobeat box. This guy is an efficient rapper, you know. So, and I understand why those guys would try to classify it like that. And when that thing happened and you say you were mad, I wasn't surprised because Nasty C is for you #1 artist in Africa. Gazi Rex, I think that, okay, see, he thinks that's his point of view. The guy who said Nasty C is an upcoming artist. So, there is why I think that guy thinks Nasty C is an upcoming artist. Maybe that nigga haven't heard most of Nasty C's songs. Maybe he just heard 1, 2, 3 songs and he liked it and he asked, where did that guy come from? And they say Africa, and it's like, wow, this guy's an upcoming artist. Maybe Nasty C just popped up on his radar. And to him, he's an upcoming artist. You can't blame him. He has not been hearing of Nasty C. He hasn't been too exposed to Nasty C. So he thinks Nasty C is somebody trying to break into the media which he's familiar with. That's why he's calling him an upcoming artist. Maybe this guy just heard Nasty C on Normani's album. Normani is T.I.'s kid. He just released his album, Nasty C is on it. Yeah. Maybe this guy just heard Nasty C on Normani's album. It's Domani, D-O-M-I. Yeah, Domani's album. Maybe he just heard him on that album and he was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, he's dope. Where did he come from? It's Africa, blah, blah, blah. Then he just said, okay. When he was making his list, and I don't blame him for saying that. So I don't see why most guys would be angry. The same way I call some artists here when we are talking on this Contrast podcast, I call guys like Lil Tusi, Lil Durk. I just call somebody like, I just call most of these guys in the Western hip hop, and so many guys will be like, I don't know. When I call them, even you say, I don't know. But these guys are making numbers, like NBA Youngboy. Do you know him?
No.
Okay, but that guy is selling. He's the one when Drake's album was #1 on the Billboard Top 100. It was #1. Everybody's album comes second. When that kid dropped his album, it went to #1 and pushed Drake's album down. But most guys don't know. So That's how it is. And so most Africans will be like, that upcoming petit frere NBA young boy, they soon die. But over there, NBA young boy is solidified like in the streets, in the clubs and everywhere. So I don't blame I understand why most guys will feel the way they feel, and especially a nasty stand like Ita, a boss lady. How will I call her? Yeah, and she hates that name. I see why you react the way you reacted. Yeah.
So my thought process is this, right? Is I know that America is on a different level. I know that most African artists have aspiration of getting into the whole entertainment scene in America someday. And when they go to America, the way they are treated back home is a different feeling, because in America there are a lot more bigger names, like 10x bigger names than their name. I get that, right? But now my thing is, if you are making a list and you are putting people on that list, you need to do research about the people on that list. So if I'm making a list about, let me say, rappers in, let me say, which continent? Europe.
Yep.
Top rappers in Europe. And I'm like, okay, I'm putting names on the list. I need to do research. I cannot come and I just put any name on the list, and then people who really know the people and they know the things that they have done come why are you calling this person's name and putting them on your platform and putting them on your list when you don't even bother to do enough research about this person?
So
now the problem is.
So what was the list about? Did he say rappers in Africa?
So the list was rappers in America.
So I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame the guy for saying that. I don't blame him for saying he's an upcoming rapper. He said rappers in the USA. I believe he called so many US rappers like.
He's not a rapper in the USA.
Okay, but he said upcoming rapper, right?
Yeah, so he's not a rapper in the USA. So if somebody classifies and put Burna Boy as an American musician, he's not. Because if you're putting Burna Boy as an American musician, okay, you can put him as upcoming. But first of all, he is not.
Can you read the comments there?
He's not an American rapper. Let me see. Okay. Salut Oman. I think his point of view.
Yeah. He said, I think that's his point of view. And then DJ Jab said, okay, that's Gazi Rex. I think that's his point of view. DJ Jab said, Nasisi in the USA is not a top rapper yet in the USA. So yeah, I get the point, even because I recall when that CI's kid Domani, he doesn't even know the country Nasisi came from, but Nasisi is on his album. Why? Because CI had a song with Nasisi, and maybe that gave them a relationship, and they just went for business work and had a song. But to be honest, that guy went for an interview on the 85 South Show podcast, and they asked him, where does Nasisi come from? He said, in Africa, somewhere in Africa. But you have him on your album.
And that's disrespect. It's so disrespectful.
It's somewhere in Africa and he's dope. So he's an African artist, and one of those guys say, hey, he's from Africa, from the motherland, play a song for Nasisi or one of his songs. And they played one of his songs and it was hip like rap. And they were like, that nigga Nasisi? You say that nigga from Africa? So I'm just saying, he said the list of upcoming rappers. Maybe he meant rappers who are trying to break into the USA, or his point of view based on classifying him with the popularity of rappers he know, rappers that are within his radar. Let me just say that. He's not using continent, he's not using country. He's just classifying rappers who are breaking into, let's just say, the international mainstream. Nasty C to him is an upcoming rapper. I don't blame him.
Yeah, but so my only thing is, right, if I sit in my house and I'm making my list and I'm talking about stuff, I can say whatever I want to say, right? But if I'm on a platform and I have a following and I'm an influencer and I'm talking to people who listen to me to get information, then I must be very accurate about my information. I must be very intentional about the kind of information I put out there. So this is not somebody who is sitting in their house and saying, you know what, this guy is upcoming in America, this guy is this, that. This is somebody who is having a platform and he's putting out information which his fans believe is a reliable source of information. First, the thing is, Narcissi is not an American artist.
But he didn't say an upcoming African rapper.
He said an upcoming American rapper. He is not an American rapper. He is a well.
Do you get my point? Do you get my point? He said an upcoming American rapper. Africans are mad.
But
South Africans are
American.
mad. Exactly. So that justifies even his point, saying that guy is an upcoming rapper because he should break into the American market. To him.
So the point is, Narcissi is not American.
Yes.
He is not an American rapper.
Did he say Narcissi is an American rapper?
What is the definition of American? So if you are making a list of upcoming American rappers and you put somebody on a list, what does that mean? It means the person is an American rapper, right?
No, rappers that control the mainstream in America.
If I'm making a list of top 10 Cameroonian rappers, who am I putting on the list? Will I carry a Nigerian? Nigerians definitely control the whole music scene here in Cameroon. I'll not put them on the list.
Okay, wait. What offended you Narcissi fans? What did that guy say that make you guys angry? Is it because he said Narcissi is an American rapper, or is it because he said Narcissi is an upcoming rapper?
No, so honestly, for me, it's not even a Narcissi thing. For me, it's an African thing. For me, it's even the fact that somebody will have a song with somebody and then you will not even know the country where they are from. You're like, from whatever continent. For me, it's the freedom and the ease with which people disrespect African artists or the name Africa. For me,
it's not example, like disrespect, though. It's ignorance.
It's disrespectful. It's ignorance, and if you're ignorant about something, then don't be putting the thing on a platform and giving information about something that you're ignorant about. For example, like the commercials that will run on channels about Africa, just showing a portion of Africa where you don't even know the real Africa. If you don't know about something, do not talk about it. It's more respectful if you're ignorant about something. You say, you know what, I'm ignorant about it, I'm not going to talk about it. Than for you to talk as if you know facts about something, you're spitting knowledge about something when you know nothing. It's disrespectful to the people who really know about it. So my issue is, like for example, like Burna Boy was talking about going for Coachella, and they put him among one of the people attending Coachella, then they put his name like very small like that.
Of course.
And he was like, it's your show, and I was like, it's in your country, but you should also understand that my people that I'm telling to come and watch me in this thing, my Nigerian population, I'm a big name where they come from. So for them to come and see my name like this tiny portion here like that, it's not okay. So for me, I feel my problem is not the Narcissi thing. True, Narcissi, I'm a Narcissi fan, so I care about it a little bit more. But my main problem is, as from the point of view of African artists, putting them in a position of, because Narcissi is trying to break through in America, you put him in top 10 of American upcoming American artists. But Narcissi is not an American.
Okay, is that what the title of the video? Was that the title of the video?
So I don't know the specific title of the video, but I know he was talking about top 10 American artists.
Get the context again, because I believe maybe that guy was just talking about top 10 upcoming rappers, and Narcissi to him was somebody brand new. Like I said, it's not far-fetched from what these guys think and the way from what they are exposed to. Domani doesn't even know the country that guy came from, but he has him on his album. He says a lot.
But the
guy may just have heard.
I'm not talking
I know that you're talking about Africans. I know. Even about that Burna Boy's thing that you just talked about, okay?
Guy. it's not about this guy. So I feel like we are talking about this issue. Like the reason why I titled the topic like can African artists be considered top African artists considered upcoming in America is because I wanted us to have a broad conversation about if it's okay for African artists to be considered upcoming in America. So it's not a nasty or this guy thing. Okay.
Yes, they can because those Americans don't even know who they are. So to them, these guys are still coming up. Even when Davido blew up in the USA with that, I think it's Fall. He was an upcoming artist in America. They were calling him upcoming and then they were calling him Afrobeat King, the king of Afrobeat. The US gave him that title, not Davido. He didn't give his name that title. American listeners, because they were too exposed to Davido's music, they said, okay, that's the king of Afrobeat. They didn't even know they were not too exposed to guys like Wizkid or Burna Boy at that point. They called Davido the king of Afrobeats because that was what they were being fed a lot. Davido was signed to Sony.
There'll be ambassador says he is waiting to be let in.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
Okay, so I'm just reading that article again, right? It says American YouTuber and influencer.
Yo, the ambassador.
Hi, ambassador. Your video is off.
Yeah.
Yes.
No lights,
awesome.
But I just had to do impossible Nepal Cameroon.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
They can't stop us. Maybe the bush lamp will go live.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So before you came in, we're talking about our topic of today is it okay for Americans, like top African artists, top African rappers, considered upcoming in America? So from the article I sent on the group shows, American YouTuber and influencer Tommy Craze says that Nasisi is one of his best upcoming artists. Okay, on his latest video. The video was about top 100 rappers with highest monthly Spotify listeners. So he made a video about top 100 rappers with highest Spotify listeners. Nasisi was on the list of top 100 rappers with highest Spotify listeners. And then in that video, he says he's his best upcoming artist. So the video was not even about upcoming artists in America. Where the ambassador has gone? Where? No, it's
yeah. So after reading this article and saying all what you've said, I have a lot to say now.
Please. Let me land. Yes, let me land. So he was not even talking about Nasisi. He was talking about top 100 rappers with you cannot hear us.
Hello?
Looks like you cannot hear us.
Yeah, I think he cannot hear us. Maybe.
Where? It's not easy. Okay, so I was saying that he's talking about top 100 rappers with highest monthly Spotify listeners, right? And Nasisi is on the list. And if somebody is on your list, I think as an influencer, if you're making a list and if somebody from Latin America is on my list of highest paid artists in the world, if he's on my list, I'm going to go and do research about this person and be like, okay, this person, who can I think about? Daddy Yankee. Daddy Yankee's on my list. He's this. For respect, I don't know Daddy Yankee. I don't like a lot of if Africans have to consider Daddy Yankee, they'll probably consider as upcoming because a lot of Africans don't know him. Are you saying it's okay for us to be like, Daddy Yankee, upcoming rapper, he made the list of this. I'm thinking the more appropriate thing is to say, Nasisi, one of the top rappers in Africa, is on the list. I think that's the more appropriate thing for you to say. The ambassador, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can get you, although it's breaking. But I was just wondering, like, if this YouTuber did not talk about Nasty C, are you sure you would have given him this much attention?
If it was somebody else, she wouldn't have. That's one of the
my
things.
loss was his.
Yeah, so,
Okay,
so
wait,
honestly, right? Nasty C, I'm a fan of Nasty C. There'll be, I feel
No,
like
the
you're
amb-
using that sound card just for your advantage. You're using it just
No,
for your
n-
advantage.
No, the ambassador asked a
Yeah,
question.
it's like,
The ambassador asked a question
it's
that
like when
The
you make a
ambassador-
point, you put it.
no, the ambassador
What's
made
happening
a
here?
point. He
I
asked a
need to get
question
my own
that
sound card.
no, okay, say something.
Yeah.
The ambassador asked a question that I asked before. That's why I'm clapping.
No, so honestly, right?
Yeah.
I'm a Nasty C fan, and that is clear, right? I'm a Nasty C fan, but
Yeah.
I'm having this conversation based on we are Africans, and are we okay as Africans if like Burna Boy makes the list? So let's not talk about Nasty C again, because I feel like if we're talking about Nasty C, we are derailing of the point to make it a me thing instead of an African thing. Let's talk about Burna Boy or Davido. If somebody puts Davido on the list and says Davido is on the list of one of the highest paid musicians in the world, and then he says, yeah, Davido, this upcoming artist is on the list of highest paid musicians in the world.
What you said,
are we okay with that?
What you said was the guy said Nasty C is one of his favorite upcoming artists.
Yes.
Okay.
But I feel like I think the same thing happened. Was it when the Nigerians went? Okay, I don't know if you guys follow this up. When was it Stephen A. Smith or one of these commentary guys for basketball?
Yeah, it's Stephen A. Smith.
The Nigerian national team was what? I've forgotten what statement he used. And Nigerians went wow. And I think he said he referred to them like he did not even know who they were or like what kind of team is that goes to beat the US.
I think the streamer
but when you
stopped
think
from your
about
end.
it, Americans only know America.
Really?
Anything out of America is upcoming, is new. So pardon their ignorance, but I don't blame them for the ignorance because they are the biggest in the world. Everybody wants to be them. So, and if we are being honest, Nasty C may be the way Nasty C is big in South Africa is not the way he's big in Africa. And the way he's big in Africa is not the same way he's big in the world. So he might be a superstar in South Africa, but an A-list
it's back.
Africa, where he might be upcoming in the world.
Yeah, I think he's back. Yeah. Okay, so the ambassador, what you said is almost the same thing I'm trying to convince her, and I wanted her to read that article again so I can actually get what that guy said, because the way she said it, it was like, I don't know, because when she got angry, okay, because most Nasty C fans
I'm not angry, first of all.
Okay, I understand why Nasty C fans will get at the guy for this. Okay. You guys felt disrespected, right? The Nasty C fans, Nasty C fans felt disrespected. I understand why you Nasty C fans will feel that way. You just read the whole article and said the guy made a list of top artists who have the highest streams on Spotify, like top 10, right? Then Nasty C was among them.
Rappers.
Okay, Nasty C was among them. Then he made a side comment that wasn't even part of the list or everything. That was his personal opinion. Side comment, say, this Nasty C is one of my favorite upcoming artists. Take it into account. This guy is an American. He has been listening to Western music all his life. Maybe this guy is even white. Is he white or black? If he's white, this nigga may be listening to country music. But he's exposed to Nasty C. You know, Nasty C just popped up in his radar. Maybe he doesn't know all Nasty C songs. To him, Nasty C is an upcoming guy. Okay?
But I feel like in the global scene, Nasty C is upcoming though.
That's what I'm trying to explain to Eta, and she's saying, but in Africa, Nasty C is A-list. Nobody's disputing that fact.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, but
to these guys, Nasty C is still somebody breaking into their market. So he's upcoming.
And for me, we cannot put Nasty C on the same level like Burna Boy. Nope.
You see, I just quoted an example of Nasty C being.
And the Burna Boys have had more exposure than Nasty C, especially like in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Because of some of those awards and some of those shows they have been doing in the UK and the US.
No,
in
but
Africa,
Nasty C,
I feel like they're the same level, but in the global scene, I feel like those two Nigerians have done more than he has.
And fun fact, do you know Nasty C got nominated for BET before Burna Boy?
Yeah, but did he win?
He did not, which means he got exposed to the US market before Burna Boy. Nasty C has done so in the morning.
Yeah, I recall like when he did the breakfast. I remember like when he did the Breakfast Club.
I don't think he has done Breakfast Club yet, but he has done Sway in the morning. He has done one Ibro in the morning. He has done Ibro.
Exactly. Yeah. I watched him on Ibro. I watched him on think Sway. He did Sway.
He has done
Ibro
Sway even more than
Club.
once. Yeah, he has done Sway more than once. Yeah. He even did Sway 2 times before Burna Boy even did it once.
Yeah. No, but what I'm driving at is there's a level of exposure when you get nominated, but you don't win. There's another level of exposure when you win. There's a level of exposure when you do the interviews, the press runs, but there's another level when you organize concerts in that country. There's another level too where you do collaborations with big artists from that country. So the level of artists with Wizkid and Burna Boy have been collaborating with of recent are way bigger than the artists who Nasty C has collaborated with. They have done a lot of concerts, especially like in the UK. And when you are growing up in the UK, somehow the US starts to look at you like, okay, if this guy can be big in the UK, maybe he's something too. So when you do concerts in this country, something else from just running through their shows and getting nominated. So that's why I said in the last 3 years about, Nasty C might have been bigger than these two guys 5 years ago. But in the last 3 years, Wizkid and Burna Boy have somehow established themselves in the UK and US market better than Nasty C.
Okay, because Nasty C, when he was doing Sway in the morning, he wasn't even going back for the BET award. He wasn't going to the BET. He went back for Summer Jam. He was performing at Summer Jam. You know, he started performing on all these festivals before even Burna Boy. But what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, to these guys, they have not been used to listening to these African artists. They break through in this African market. When they get into all those markets, that's why Burna Boy was even complaining when they nominated him for Rolling Loud. I think it was not nominated. When he was performing, I think it was Rolling Loud. I don't know. Maybe misquoting. And his name was put below among all those upcoming artists like the Lil Pumps and the, all these guys below the scene. And the guys above, you had all these 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne, Travis Scott, and the rest, Drake. And his name was right below. And he was complaining and said, I'm a big deal in Africa, and these guys are putting my name way below there. That felt disrespect to me. That's one of the things that even motivated him to title his album African Giant. That these guys are looking at me as if I'm small, but I'm a big deal. I'm big. So as time went on, his name started moving up on that list. As things were moving on, his name started moving up on that list. So when all these things happened, he even understood that this thing is as a result of.
Can you guys get me?
Yeah, I can get you. It's as a result of the culture that these guys are used to. The culture these guys are used to. No, we can get you clearly. I can get you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's as a result of the culture these guys are used to, the kind of music they grew up on, the kind of songs that their media or their radio spin a lot. So, yeah, that's one of the.
Is that video frozen or she has just kept a look?
No, she's attentive. She's attentive. Yeah, she's trying to pick my points to pick me apart after I finish saying what I want to say.
Okay, now she's smiling. It looks like
this Eta's episode. This Eta's episode. Okay, this contrast now is us versus Eta. I don't know, but I understand your point, Eta. I understand what you're saying. Like, I understand how you can feel disrespected, but we shouldn't change the fact that these guys, the media, these guys are used to. It's not that verse or exposed to the songs we are used to listening in Africa, and the way we see these guys, that's not the way they see them.
Yeah, so I like that we're gradually going to talk about other artists and things that they have done, because I feel like towards the beginning, since I brought up the name Nasty C, we're kind of like focus on, oh, she's Nasty C, so yeah, that's why she's talking about it. But for me, like I said in the beginning, it is not just a Nasty C thing. It's African artists. Are we okay as Africans to be looked at in that way? Are we okay as Africans to be disrespected in that way, right? And so for me, it's not something that is going to keep me up at night or something that's going to be like, oh, how can they do that? But all I would say is I know for a fact that a lot of Americans are ignorant about African artists. That's a fact.
Exactly.
They have a huge entertainment industry. They have a lot of artists to keep up with. So it's kind of insane for them to keep up with all the artists they have to keep up with. I expect them to also keep up with what Africa has to offer. And that's not what I'm asking. That's not what I'm even saying. So my point I'm trying to put across is just that I'm going to take it less like I'm going to be like, okay, whatever, this American, if I'm moving on the street in America and then somebody says something about an African artist, I'm going to be like, yeah, whatever, cool, right. But now my issue is you are on the platform and you are putting out information about stuff on that platform. And then you have this following and people who look up to you to give them reliable information. I would expect you to be more knowledgeable than the everyday American guy. So that's my point. My point
but
is
he's knowledgeable though. He knows about Nasty C.
My point is, if you're speaking about somebody, then you should speak about the person, right? You should have your facts in place when you're speaking about the person. I think it's a more appropriate description.
Just ask you a question, Eta. So are you saying Nasty C is not upcoming on the global scene?
No, what I'm saying is I feel if you're putting out information about Nasty C, it's more appropriate to say this is one of the top rappers in Africa than for
what if he doesn't know Nasty C is one of the top rappers in Africa? What if he doesn't know that?
If he does not know, that's I say that is the flaw, because you have a platform that people come to get reliable information from that platform. If it's an everyday, everyday person,
just to understand you. Right?
Okay.
So, but him saying that Nasty C is upcoming in the global scene is not wrong, right?
Yes.
That wasn't what he even said. Okay. That wasn't what he said.
Because technically, he said Nasty C is now on the top 10 of Spotify, 100 top place on Spotify, right?
Yeah.
So now Nasty is just getting on his radar, and technically that's his definition or his criteria for which he classifies his top 100 artists in the world.
But that is not my point. My point is, just like last week we were talking about, if you are giving a list of top 10 and you have a reliable platform that people come to get information, then you should have some criteria and you should have more information backing the things you're saying. So I'll repeat myself.
Yeah.
I'm okay if an everyday USA person says, well, Nasty C, this upcoming rapper, because he has not known anything about Nasty C. But I'm saying, like, if I make a video of top 10 in Africa on Chakara TV, I go to Wikipedia, I do the research so that I give the right descriptions appropriate to people, right? So I'm okay if an everyday person says that, but if you have a platform and you're trying to put information that is more reliable, then I think a more appropriate description for Nasty C is one of the top rappers or top musicians from Africa. I think that is a more appropriate description.
He did not want to talk about Africa. Eta, listen, let me quote what you said. His words. Let me quote his words. His words. This Nasty C is one of my... Yeah, read his words.
American YouTuber and influencer Some Craze says Nasty C is one of his best upcoming artists on his latest video of top 100 rappers with highest monthly Spotify listeners. South Africans did not find it.
Okay, get what they said. Said Nasty C is one of his favorite upcoming rappers on his list of, where is the guy from? USA. Nasty C to him is just somebody that he discovered. So to him, Nasty C is one of his favorite upcoming rappers. He's not saying Nasty C based on his words. You understand what he's used to.
Of lack of research, if he's the upcoming rapper from Africa.
From Africa,
you
get my point.
From Africa. But he's
you get my
point.
Spotify plays and on he doesn't know where Nasty C is from.
So
if he does not know where Nasty C is from, is appropriate research.
Listen, maybe he just
is from. Is that not a vacuum in his research?
What was the title? No, Aita. His research was about Spotify streams, not about where the artists were from. Spotify listeners. That was his research. That was what he wanted to do.
No. Hold up, please. If I'm doing research, right? If you're doing research about a topic, if I'm doing research about, maybe I want to know Burna Boy before the spotlight, and then there's a DJ that he works with.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that DJ, what the DJ played. I'm not going to say, okay, I can say anything about the DJ. I'm researching just about Burna Boy. I go and look at facts about that DJ because I have to make a statement about that DJ.
No.
The theme of your research
is Burna Boy.
It's Burna Boy before the spotlight. So you have to go and do background information on Burna Boy before the spotlight.
So if the DJ's name is... Listen. So if the DJ comes up, you just say Burna Boy's DJ, his name. The only thing that you can get messed up with is if you screw up that person's name at that point in time. But Burna Boy's DJ, yes, you're not talking about the DJ. When you get his name right, he has played his part, he has filled up the space he wanted to fill during your whole research, and you move on it.
Story, which is behind.
Which is Burna Boy.
No. So sometimes, right? So sometimes when you if you want to talk about the DJ, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk about, let's say, like the impressive people Burna Boy has worked with, right?
Yeah.
And
okay, now that is the title of your video.
Don't know how impressive your listeners might not know how impressive this person is. So you're talking about like Burna Boy has worked with let me say if he has worked with Jay-Z, somebody might not know Jay-Z. You never know. You want to put in a short sentence that tells the person how big of a deal Jay-Z is. I'm not just going to say one of my best rappers or one of my best American rappers.
But there is something you say. You want to tell the person of how big of a deal Jay-Z. But this guy Nasty C is not a big deal, and in the global world,
to him, he's not a big deal.
So you understand why South Africans are mad?
Because to him, Nasty C is not a big deal. He doesn't know.
The world is not. Let them wait for him when he comes to Cape Town. Then they'll be mad there.
They'll be mad at him.
When he's in America, he does not even know where they exist. They should just be mad online and stay there. But there's something that I was thinking too, right? And I was thinking to myself, like, if Nasty C is upcoming on this guy's list, then what is Jovi and Stanley, you know? They're in trouble. If I describe them, what I think they can be on his list, they might disconnect my internet. No, what's going to be true?
No.
It's true. Talk about it. If we see upcoming on this guy's list, what is Jovi and Stanley?
They don't exist. They don't exist.
They don't exist.
No worry. They exist. I'm going like this guy. Nasty is upcoming, then Jovi and Stanley don't exist.
They were just born 2 days ago.
Exactly. They have not even started the game.
Okay, so now I don't know why to me this thing wasn't supposed to be this big of a deal, because this guy, based on his words, he just explains everything, where his mindset is, what he's exposed to, what he's used to, and where Nasty C falls in his criteria or in his scale or in his playlist. I don't know why we are taking this guy's word too serious, or why these guys feel so okay, who is this guy that he's supposed to think Nasty C is supposed to be an A-list artist? Or what has Nasty C done for this guy, or what has Nasty C done to this guy's playlist or his environment we should consider what these guys are used to.
No, so there will be now your question of why this is a big deal.
Yep.
It's not a big deal. For me, it's not a big deal because of Narcissi.
Yeah.
It's a big deal because of top African artists.
But the
You
South
know, if you
Africans,
go anywhere online, if you go anywhere and you Google top 10 rappers in Africa, Narcissi's name is there.
of course.
Yes.
So all these videos, all these articles talking about Narcissi being one of the top 10 rappers in Africa.
Yep.
So he is our top in Africa.
Yep.
So it is disrespectful for me personally. I feel that it's kind of a lack of respect if when you are talking about this person, you don't
do you feel the same way when Davido came to Cameroon and didn't know Cameroonian artists?
Okay.
Exactly.
Let's leave.
Exactly.
Listen,
So the same way
my man, let's leave is in the comment section.
Because I feel like
about the Narcissi thing.
Ita, read what Let's Leave has just said in the comment section. Yes, my man, Let's Leave is around.
Narcissi is not
What
popular.
What does he say?
He said Narcissi is not popular here in US. In fact, South American music are never played on radio here. So Narcissi has not crossed over to the US market. I mean South African songs are not played over here in the US, over there in the US. So Narcissi has not crossed over into the US market.
And that guy is even fortunate enough to be exposed to Narcissi. And he even mentioned Narcissi is one of it.
I feel like
so what is the point?
I feel like I'm being misunderstood, right? Okay. Because my point is, if I'm talking about Daddy Yankee,
yep,
I don't hear him on the streets here.
Yep.
He's not played anywhere yet.
Yep.
I don't. The layman in Cameroon does not know anything about Daddy Yankee. But if I'm
we know Daddy Yankee way back.
I'm talking about him on my platform,
yep,
I'm not going to call Daddy Yankee this unknown, one unknown upcoming artist from
he did not say
South
unknown.
America.
You are now trying to exaggerate to make it passionate
I'm saying that I can use the term unknown because he's unknown to a lot of Cameroonians. I said the reason why
I feel like why people are misunderstanding you is because you are misunderstanding that guy.
Exactly.
So he came from a perspective of, he said it. So the Narcissi is a subject, but look at the context. He put in a very clear context. Spotify
this guy was talking about
100 is upcoming on that list.
Boom.
It's a very specific thing. And if those people, if South Africans are that mad, they should spend more time to go and listen to Narcissi on the Spotify thing to change the impression and those numbers. But we spend our time sharing people's songs on files and bootlegging CDs and things. We should not come and be getting angry here when we're not having the right numbers on the right platform.
There's no such thing even as a right platform.
He's already there. So South Africans are doing that right. He's already there on Spotify. So Narcissi has already made the list.
But he's not the top, though. He's not the top. He doesn't suffice to be on the list. Is he the top?
It's like I'll be the moderator today.
Do you realize that?
It's like I'll be the moderator today.
Do you realize that for Narcissi to be in top 100, there are a lot of American artists who are even making it in America who have not made that list? Because there are definitely more than 100 American rappers, American artists. So he has been able to surpass a lot of American rappers to even make that list.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying that
and those rappers are upcoming on that list too.
And those guys are also upcoming on that list.
Those guys are upcoming too.
Well, anyway, okay.
The ambassador,
he's even lucky to have a good spot on the upcoming list.
The ambassador, in the beginning, I asked her a question, okay? That so many times we've talked on this podcast and I call so many artists in the USA. I even asked her, do you know who NBA Youngboy is? She said no. The ambassador, do you know him?
Yeah, the guy who started with some impressive thing and then he's a rapper, but he was more of a vlogger, right? I think that's the guy.
Nope. Maybe you're talking about ZDG. It's not ZDG. Even ZDG. Come on, there are so many of them. I'm talking about NBA Youngboy.
Guy who had the vlog. I think I know this NBA
It's
guy.
ZDG. Diddy G, who was a
He has a lot
YouTuber
of
who now
money.
became
He
a
goes on
rapper.
podcasts and talks about his money and the other hustles he does and things.
Yeah, he's Diddy G. He went to Sway in the morning. I was saying that he went to school and he was making so much money.
I saw him on Sway. Yeah, I was talking about his hustle. Yeah, I saw him.
This is what I asked Ita. I said, okay, do you know who NBA Youngboy is? She said no. And I said, okay, so a Cameroonian, they may not know NBA Youngboy is. But when Drake dropped his album, The Certified Lover Boy, that album was on the playlist. Do you know who took him from the first spot? NBA Youngboy. Like NBA Youngboy's album went number 1, Drake went number 2. When Donda was even unable to push that album down, Kanye West's album, you know, NBA maybe it was just for a short time, but NBA Youngboy took Drake off the first spot, which means he has some grounds in the USA, you know. But an African will say, when a Cameroonian wants to talk about it, they'll say some beautiful for USA, the way they camp up an NBA Youngboy. They don't know that guy is already certified in the streets and in the clubs.
Yeah, talking
in
about
the USA.
The everyday Cameroonian, right? You're talking
Of
about
course.
the everyday Cameroonian.
Yeah,
Of course, the YouTuber is an everyday American who just have a YouTube channel.
That's what I wanted to say. With social media now, almost everybody has a voice. You don't need to have a certificate and then get recognized by a certain body to do certain things. Everybody is a journalist. Everybody now has an audience. So this guy can just be a guy who was drunk last night, got up this morning, and then put his impression online and people are talking about it.
So that's why I said I don't know why Nasty C fans are making a big deal out of this. I don't know why.
Okay, so
to be honest.
So to conclude our point, right? So for me, I feel it's an issue if my point that I would hold strong to is I think it's an issue if an African artist, a top African artist, is spoken about in a platform as an upcoming artist. For me, I feel like it's an issue. I feel like it's a little bit disrespectful.
Is the guy's platform a top platform?
So my point is, I feel it's disrespectful if a top African artist is spoken about on a platform and not represented with that level of top African artists rather than upcoming artists. I feel it's more appropriate to use the upcoming. But now, what if you guys? I don't want to say your point of view, but are you guys okay with it? Is it fine by you?
So don't get twisted. I'm okay with it, but I feel like it happens and we just have to deal with it. There are two things
you have to accept it. There are so many things we've talked about on this podcast.
Yeah, create our own platforms. We talk about our own things. We should change the narrative about Africa and inform the rest of the world. But if the rest of the world is the one telling us about Africa, then that's the narrative that will be out there. Why don't we have the top platforms to be talking about these things? Why do we also talk about their own artists and call them upcoming so that they also in America can be ranting about our things? Why are we always the one ranting about their impressions and they are not ranting about our impressions? Because our impressions don't count. Because we have valorized their Grammys and their BETs and their clothing lines and their products in our society. We don't make them to valorize the dashiki or the Bameleke rapper to make it like it's a wow thing. We brand it and then we call it something and then we say this is the thing. If you are not wearing this rapper, you are not a man. We wear it to our awards. Let's have that value and that pride in our things. But as long as we keep giving value and we are getting worked up about their things, and for me it's just like, say what you want. I used to run to a couple of Americans and have very ignorant opinions about Africa. The one I tell them, I'll first tell them that's not what Africa is. But on the other hand, I feel like, okay, if I'm not trying to go to school in their country, you'll not be saying this rubbish you're talking about. Because if you're in Cameroon, you will fix your mind to say this rubbish. And if you come to Cameroon, you will know about Cameroon if you had to come to Cameroon. But sadly, I'm the one who has to come to your country to go to school because my educational system is messed up. So if we start by fixing up some of these things and valorizing our own society, we'll not have to be worked up about people's opinion. There's two people in every community. But it's just so sad that there are stupid people are the ones disturbing our intelligent people here. Why?
Okay. I wanted to say it. You say big platforms. Do we condone these big platforms talking about African artists like upcoming or underlooking them? If we talk about big platforms in the USA, we are talking about, to me, I'm talking about The Breakfast Club, Ebro in the Morning, 105. I'm talking about Angie Martinez, okay? all those names I've called, like Charlemagne, all those names I've called and all those voices I've called, they spoke highly of Burna Boy, Nasty C, all those guys. They have spoke highly of all those guys. This guy is just a YouTuber who doesn't have the exposure these big media outlets have, like these ones I've called. He doesn't even have that exposure and that reach.
I don't think so.
And
I'm just looking at his numbers here. I'm just looking at his numbers. He has almost 3 million subscribers.
That doesn't matter. Understand this.
Like 1 million.
Understand what I'm saying. All these guys have called work in the media space. I'm talking about radio. I'm talking about radio.
This guy will say this thing just to get attention from Africans.
Exactly, he's a personal YouTuber.
He's a stupid rapper. He might be doing this just to get attention from us and we're giving him the attention.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I use the names I'm using. That's why I use the name I'm using. Sway, Ebro, Charlemagne of the Breakfast Club, even Funk Flex, Angie Martinez. All these guys are in the media space, radio space. They know what comes in. They know the songs that spin. Even artists that want to break into the American market, because it's Ebro. I think Ebro controls Summer Jam, and Ebro is somebody like an executive in Apple Music where he curates playlists or hip hop something in Apple Music. So all these guys that I'm talking about, these are the guys who are in positions, who know who is coming in, who is breaking into their market, and their opinion based on how they view these artists from where they come from. Those are the kind of guys we can listen to. If these guys know about these artists, we should know, okay, these guys are penetrating the market or they are going to the right path. That's the only thing we can understand. That's the only thing I can tell you I respect and I can take into consideration. But a personal YouTuber who can just wake up one day and do a prank video or say some shit just to get views or subscribers, that guy's opinion doesn't count. At least we can acknowledge the fact that Nasty C got to his radar. Is this guy white?
Yeah.
Is he white?
Okay, yes. So
I don't blame that nigga, man. If it's white, I don't blame him. What the fuck? Maybe that guy listens to country music or listen to guys like Lil Pump, Lil Musi.
I don't think he does not look like a country music type. He does not look like a country music type.
Yeah, but I'm saying he may be listening to guys like Lil Xan and all these guys.
He might not just be very smart though. So either way, we cannot blame him.
The truth is, mainstream American hip hop, those are the kind of things that reach white kids. White kids don't go searching for underground hip hop music, or even African music, or even Afrobeats. Yeah. So if Nasty C can get to his radar, it means Nasty C is in the radio, spinning in American, let's just say, media.
Yeah.
So we cannot blame him for his opinion.
Now I just feel like there was probably a flaw in the way I introduced this topic, because I introduced it with the Nasty C and this guy thing. But honestly, I wanted us to really talk about African artists and the whole African scene in general, and the way the West takes the African artists, the way African artists are being received and all that. Yes, so that's what I really wanted to talk about. So for me, it was not about this guy in particular, because like you guys said, and I'm even watching the video and I'm seeing this guy. So
it's not about Nasty C though.
Yes. So I'm watching him now. So basically he's just sitting in his room making his commentaries and stuff. So he's not looking like he's somebody who has done research or whatever about the whole thing.
So why are we even giving this guy so much attention?
No, David, let me understand. My point is not about this guy. It's not, and that's why I did not really bother to do research about him, because my point was not about him. Because it is not just this guy that has done things that make African artists look more
smaller than they really are.
Yes, smaller than they really are.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not just this guy. Yes. So my point is not really about him. My point is just those outlets making African artists look smaller than they really are. Are we as Africans okay with it? Are we accepting that, you know what? Yeah, we are actually that small. Or are we as Africans?
No, but as I said, we are not okay with it.
Yeah.
We are not.
We are not okay with it. But what can we do about it? It's trying to build our own media so that we can talk. I wait for the day when American YouTubers will go wild because the Contrast podcast has said Jay-Z is a whack rapper.
Exactly. So They won't.
So those are the
That's
kind
why
of things. I believe, I always say this thing here. I say we talk a lot. Africans, is our hobby to talk about our problems, but nobody is focusing on solving the problem.
Solution. Exactly.
So doing the work to solve the problem is not our problem. It's talking about the problem that is our hobby. And that it's almost like we enjoy it now. Being the victims, complaining. So what? We have been complaining for years. But now what can we do to solve it? So I said, I'm not cool about it. I just feel like when we're talking a lot about it, when we know that these things happen, and we know why it's happening, because we don't have any force in the media.
Okay.
When we
have you
see
seen
the
what Let's
strength
Leave
of some
said?
of those media houses out there, we are joking. We don't even have a clue. CLTV is still here, mixing up images, and lights is surely going up on set. And then we're talking about media. We don't have a clue about media in Africa.
Have you seen what Let's Leave said? He just confirmed my point when I said. He said that's a fact.
Black American has what view about Africa? Many still think Africa is a country. Yeah, so for me, I think
like, listen, he confirmed what I just said, that Domani T.I.'s kid, he has Black Nasty C on his album. And when the guys of 85 South show, Carlos Miller, when he asked him, where is that nigga Nasty C, where he from? He said, somewhere in Africa. He's African, he's from Africa. So what country in Africa though? He said, I don't know, but he's on your album. But they ask you, where is he from? He said, Africa.
And somebody that is on his
like Africa
album,
is a country.
Discuss together and be friends a little bit, yeah.
You understand? Like, and nobody, listen, the reason nobody made an outrage out of this thing is because 85 South Show is like a comedy podcast that nobody is listening to, or maybe,
No,
I don't know.
But I feel like
You see,
Americans do it all the time, and Nigerians do the same thing in Africa.
yeah, Nigerians do the same thing to other African countries. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Their media is populated by what they have or what they produce. You understand?
But
so
on,
if somebody
on the
else
side, right, as Deli B was saying, the main people who matter have started giving a voice to Afro. Let me just call it Afro in general. Afro whatever. Yeah.
Even though
So
they
this is
still
our
misconstrued it
time
and say
now to take the
Nasty C is an
narrative
Afrobeat
and
artist, you know, even though they still call Nasty C an Afrobeat artist, though he's a rapper.
Let's make
but
a show here on maybe every contrast podcast we're going to do like a state of the Afro culture or something, where we're actually just talking about the artists, the music, the clothing lines and things about Afro. But now the world is looking at Africa, let's run with it. But complaining about it will not help anybody. And this is what I've been doing all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for me, I feel there's also some value that comes from correcting people when they say something wrong about Africa. There's also some value that comes there.
Do you know the best way you can correct him?
How?
It's not on a podcast. So like the guy who did the thing about the Nigerians are so many. When they drag you on Twitter or wherever, you feel it. People start boycotting your products. When you play with the money, the message goes loud and clear. Talking on podcast does nothing to the person.
Yeah,
if you can all write and send messages against this guy on YouTube and then they close his channel, then you understand the message. But
yes,
but what he said is not something that warrants him to be boycotted or for some guys to lose his brand deals. Or he just gave his personal opinion. Nasty C is one of my favorite upcoming artists. He didn't even say anything disrespectful to him. He doesn't even know. He's not even that exposed to Nasty C.
I was just telling Eta like, yeah, go ahead, Eta.
Yeah, so no, I'm just saying that I don't think I would say he did not say anything disrespectful, especially if I don't think it's not disrespectful, especially to South Africans or to people who are Nasty C fans. I don't think it's not disrespectful, but I also understand that is his point of view, that is his take about it. And I also think there's some value that comes from his fans being vocal about the mistake.
Yeah.
They are online, they're on Twitter,
also,
they're on Facebook being vocal about it. I think.
So what do you think we should do?
So there are a lot of things, right? And some of the points we should have given, definitely we should use those points. And Africans need to be more, create our own platforms and be more loud about our accomplishment, our own things and all that, right? It's good, it's awesome, right? But I also think additionally, it's not just this guy that is going to get the correction of narcissism. No, this is not an upcoming artist. It's also going to be other people who are going to stumble on the rant and the whatever is happening and going to be okay. So why are they ranting? So what is this? So for me,
Anyway,
I think it's
true,
another
though.
way of spreading the information and making people know about the African scene and where people stand in the African scene.
All right.
As the ambassador has frozen.
No, he hasn't. Okay, you want to you want to pay back to your ambassador? Say, has it frozen?
No, I actually
Has the ambassador frozen?
I was listening.
Okay. So I want us to proceed. We have already passed our 1 hour mark, but there was one thing which I wanted us to talk about before we go. Now I saw this question and I felt like it was really interesting. So the question goes like this: so which rapper or artist would you defend like they're a family member? That kind of artist that you are willing to defend and go die for, like, how dare you? So I would like each of us to take our turns and say which artist we're willing to defend like that and why we're willing to defend that artist. Let's start with the ambassador.
So we just have to call one artist. So to be honest, right now, I don't really have an artist that can defend like that.
I have none.
Yes, but back in the day, I used to defend Nas like that. I mean, yeah, it used to be crazy. I mean, we really get pissed off and we're shouting because of Nas. I was not listening to Jay-Z songs till the Squash Beef. I was not listening to Jay-Z songs. We had Team Nas and we had Team Jay-Z. LBA, distributed application in Yaoundé. When we come to school, most of the time, we'll miss our classes just to go and argue about the new facts we have had. Who has endorsement deals, so what this? We'll break beef, Ether against, I don't know, I can't even recall Jay-Z songs, but I know, like, okay, we'll put each of the songs, like, they respond, and this song, and they respond, and this song, like, which line was hurting the most? Like, whoa, man, look at this line, he killed your man, yeah, these kind of things. Then the Jay-Z guys are always like, but he has money, Jay-Z will kill him, Jay-Z will buy him over, and then, slowly we saw that's what happened. And then Nas had to squash this Jay-Z, because when Jay-Z was president of Def Jam, and then Nas was signed on that Def Jam. And then Nas realized, like, lyrics can win a battle, but money will always win the war. And Nas has decided to focus on his money game. And I've just realized, like, I should just be a fan of money too, because either way, money finally wins. That's the team to be on, Team Money. So I've joined the Team Money too, and they're all fans of money. I'm not a fan of money too, so we're all of the same team. Jay-Z, Nas.
But why did you go to the Nas camp? What inspired you to go to the Nas camp?
So I am a fan of...
Nas is a lyricist.
I used to study literature. So I was a fan of poetry first.
Yeah.
And Nas, till today, they were the KRS One, how would they call this man? What's his name? Talib Kweli, who were doing deep rap. But when it comes to poetic rap, I feel like Nas is still the best. The way he would play with his literary devices. So that's why I felt like Nas was... And then also, I held him in so much of a high esteem till recently when I watched some of the videos, some of the interviews Kelly's, his ex-wife, was doing, and I was like, what? Nas? I could not believe most of the things she was saying about Nas. I don't know if any of you who have followed her interviews recently about the drunken sprees, the violence they had in their relationship and things like that.
So, he's human though.
I just realized that he was not also as... But when you listen to, like, till today, I Know I Can is still like my... It's a song that will prescribe for students to study in school.
Right.
Actually make it down because it's I Know I Can. So when you have a song like that, and then Tupac is also like my favorite artist. When they do like Dog Mansion to what do they call this? It's Dog Mansion, right? When they have songs like that together, I'm like, and then Nas held his own on that song with Tupac. But Tupac is also known for very deep songs. So when you listen to that song, you're like, whoa. And he has albums like how do they call it? It was written. All of those albums he put out. He does not have popular songs, but I used to actually keep my books at home and then pack CDs in my bag, and then my back pocket, my jacket to school, I'll put my Dixman. And I'm listening to those songs, actually breaking it down so I could sing it back to back all the time. And the only album I also moved like that was I think was the album with What Closet. That's not my Closet album, Cotton Skull or something, yeah. That was also the album, but I used to move like 3 NAS albums in my pocket, back to back, and I'm listening to all of the lyrics. So I studied it in a different level, and I was just a fan like that of NAS. So, yeah. And that's one of the things I say, like, our Cameroonian or African artists. MI2 is also one of the guys I followed very closely. Then he became too corporate and then left the whole lyrical thing. But MI is also one of the guys I followed very closely in Africa. MI Abaga. If you listen to this, I've forgotten this album too. Yeah, I'm not too good at names and titles. But the first album MI put out was really a strong work of art, literally speaking. So I feel like, yeah, I go with Nas. But now in Cameroon, in the beginning, I was going with Jovi like that till I dropped off the bus at one point.
Yeah.
When I could not consistently hold on to some of, like when you're fighting with somebody,
yeah,
you want to show that, how can I even put, you can defend everything he says, everything he does. When once or twice you feel like you cannot defend these things, and then you're in a bus and somebody's talking about Jovi, but you're keeping quiet because like, my man messed up in that place. Then you start feeling like, I should not be on this bus because, you cannot ride, not that you should be ride or die, as they say,
Yeah.
So with Jovi, I was in the beginning, believe me, I was with Jovi to an extent. Then I jumped off the bus at one point, and I felt like a couple of people jumped off the bus too.
Yeah,
some people are even fans now.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
But they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're just fans because we are not
of the music.
Like
no, we are just fans now because of the music. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
let's leave.
Yeah.
Owen, Udo, welcome. Let's leave all Nigerians out. Uninformed. Okay. They're having a debate. They're having their own debate in the comment section. Then let's leave Anna. Owen.
Okay. Udo.
Owen Udo is. I think he's a Nigerian. Okay, because let's leave. Yeah, okay, you can read it there.
Yes, Nigerians do the same too. The common denominator is all this is USA and Nigeria have economic power and population. Yeah, they can literally keep all countries out if they so choose. That is why they are so ignorant about other countries. Yeah.
You understand? Okay. So that's why I say when guys who control media. When guys,
I know all this stuff.
Yeah, when guys who control media in all those countries, like I said, that's why I use Ibro, Sway, Angie Martinez, all these guys. Even Charlemagne even said he doesn't like dancehall music, and dancehall fans were so, like, they were coming at him online, and Shaggy came with I think it was Sky. What's that girl's name? Shaggy came with her at the Breakfast Club, and they were asking, why don't you like dancehall music? He said, he just don't. And Charlemagne is somebody that you say it in front of you. I don't like it. They say, why? Say, it doesn't slap like that. It doesn't hit me the way other songs hit me. So, but when guys like Angie Martinez, Ibro, when they talk about some of these African artists who break through, you understand that, okay, maybe these guys are making it into, like, at least their songs are getting to that media, but they don't hit the streets or the mainstream the way it hits in their own country. So let's leave. I understand what let's leave has said. These guys have the population, they have the market. They can choose to listen just to their own stuff. They can choose to keep everybody out because if they want. So if this guy in the USA, if this guy is even exposed to Nasty C, if he even knows about Nasty C, I'm just saying, to him, he's an upcoming artist. And I understand why he's saying that, because the media doesn't play or spin Nasty C the way they spin other artists in their country. Okay. Maybe a friend just put him up to Nasty C and he likes Nasty C. So I understand what Les Lever said. And then Udo said something and deleted it and said,
let leave, not all Nigerians are uninformed and ignorant. True, yeah.
And not all, the same thing with the USA. I've just caught some guys here, like those two countries they have. Let's Leave has said exactly the point. And Udo, you've also added something to the point. It's complete. Both of you are right. Okay. But what counts is the majority. The majority don't give a fuck. The majority roll with what they have, what they are used to. The media in particular, before you penetrate the media, you have to go through some tough doors. You have to have some handshakes in some places for you to penetrate all those markets. And they don't even need to go out and look for outside talent or outside music or outside shit, because they believe they have everything. They are contented with it. You know, and there are some guys who want to be enthusiastic. They just want to know. They want to soak more. Maybe they were fans of the way Makosa Ondombolo or High Life or Rumba was dominating Africa, and they want to keep listening to those kind of songs, so they decide to be informed. You know, they decide to go out of their way to get it. Or there may be some Americans who like the idea of Africa more than land, and they want to know what comes from Africa, and they get in tune with African music, you know. But it is not like the average American goes with what he's used to, what he sees what he listens to when they play in Burger King or McDonald's, or what he gets in the mall when he gets into the mall, the kind of songs that play there, or when they go for NBA games or boxing games. Just look at boxing or UFC. Unless Israel is fighting, then you don't get Nigerian songs. Or Kamaru, you don't
definitely get. Let Liv and Udo, they both made like very valid
point. Let's Liv made a point, and Udo added something onto it.
Yes, so America, they definitely have the economic power. Nigerians, they have the population, they have this economic power, and for them to be ignorant about other people, it's like they have a lot to even consume on their own. That their entertainment industry is kind of saturated. They have so many diverse. What are you looking for? It's all there. So it's understandable that Americans be like, you know what? We don't care about this other part of the world. We have too much to cope with on our own. We have too much to consume and enjoy just on our own, right? But also, on the other part of the world, the other people on the other part of the world, I also understand if they feel like you don't know us, you're ignorant about us. Okay, we have let people now be ignorant about us, but do not talk about us if you do not know us. Like if you're talking about us, talk because you know and you have facts to speak about us.
But honestly, though,
but if you don't know us, then don't talk about us in an ignorant way. So for me, I understand the two sides. I understand why South Africans will be mad. I understand why Americans will be the way they are right? The way they are presently. And I also understand that there are some Americans and some Nigerians who are not totally ignorant. But I also understand when even Nigerian somebody who is on TV, like when that Nigerian, that Cameroonian lady went to a Nigerian show, and the lady was like, "Oh, so there's an entertainment industry in Nigeria." I understand why Cameroonians will be mad about that, and I also understand the other end. So for me, I don't feel like I should negate anybody's feelings or the way somebody feels about something because the people who hold the power,
maybe they just don't know,
have the population, they feel a certain way. And like I was saying again, my point from the start was not even about the guy or the layman on the street. My point from the start was just Africans, are we okay with the media, the reliable media in America, considering Africans as upcoming? So that was my point from the start. The layman on the street, they can do whatever they want to do. They can go up, go down, be ignorant and whatever. What does it do for me? I don't really care. It's like the media portray in a certain way. That's my problem. It's not even just the entertainment, it's just Africa being portrayed in a certain way. That was my issue. Yeah.
But another thing is what that guy said. If you listen to everything he said, maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he's one of those guys who try to be informed and just get put on somebody like a Nasty C, and he's saying you where Nasty C falls on his scale, where he thinks what he thinks of Nasty C.
Yeah, but there'll be the points that I don't really care about what the guy said.
No, I'm talking about every other. I'm just talking about even when Burna Boy complained about his name being put at the bottom of, like, let's just say, was it Rolling Loud? You know, when his name was put Coachella, when his name was put right below, very small, he was annoyed, and that prompted him to name his album African Giant because he's big. You know, he's big in Africa, so he named it African Giant. Yeah, those guys put his name there alongside. At that time, you had Rich the Kid who were blowing up. You had Rich the Kid. You had Famous Dex. You had Lil Pump. You had all those guys. They put his name among those names down there because those guys who were at the top, Drake, 2 Chainz, all those guys, those were the guys who deserve to be at the top because that show is for the American audience. He just came into that scene. To them, he's still small. They don't know him like that. They don't. So we can understand why some of these guys may have that frustration, but let's just know in the mainstream media, most of these guys, the way they view you is the way the media portray you. Or is how, I don't know, maybe how lucrative the media think you are to them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. The thing is, like, I get the point. Right? They can view you in a certain way, but like I was saying again, I prefer that if you're ignorant about me and you don't talk about me, I prefer that do not talk about me if you're ignorant about me, right? But if you want to talk about me
what if
on a reliable platform, like on a reliable platform, the media that people look to for news and stuff, if you want to talk about me, then portray me in the right way.
Okay.
Portray
what if
me
this guy
as Africa in the right way.
What if this guy thought him just saying he likes and he fucks with Nasty C would give him some one up to among Nasty C fans by saying Nasty C is one of my favorite upcoming artists? What if he never knew? He didn't even know about. What if he was just trying to go out of the box of what Americans listen to or trying to be inclusive and just to make that statement? Instead, you guys are taking it, flipping it.
But the leader again, I would say for me, it's not about this guy. Why I keep on repeating that it's not about this guy?
Because this guy brought up, this guy's cause is the inertia to this whole topic.
No, but what I'm saying that for me, it's not about this guy. It's because watching him, it looks like this is just somebody in his room making his videos. When I first heard this, my impression was, okay, probably this is a reliable news source and stuff. That was my impression. But now taking a look at him, it's like this is just somebody sitting in his room making a video. So even more, it's not about him. It's about a news platform, a reliable news platform talking about African entertainment or talking about Africa and not portraying Africa in the right way. That's why up to date, like one of my favorite YouTubers is this Udemaya guy who goes around Africa showing different sides of Africa, because like,
that's why most people like Udemaya too.
Yes, Africa will have a bad side. We like a lot is messed up in Africa.
Even the USA have a bad side. Chicago is like,
but
Chirac is a war zone. You know?
Exactly. So it's not okay that you portray just the bad side, like in CNN or whatever news outlet just showing the hungry child with a fly standing on top of the head. Like for me, it's not the narcissist, it's not the guy. It's portray Africa in the right way. I think Africa deserves that. That's just it for me. Yeah. So, and all these things, like I said, they're right. But if you want to talk about Africa right. Or don't talk about Africa at all, if you're a reliable news platform. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wish Cameroonians would work with Nigerians more.
Let's leave.
That's definitely something. I just wish Africa gets to a stage where we realize that we need each other. We need to work together. We need that Pan-African vibe kind of thing. I feel that way we're even going to have more numbers, conquer the world in a bigger way. Yeah, so Cameroonians working with Nigerians, that's definitely one step. Then going as far as working with other parts of Africa, that's definitely the thing to do.
So what is, okay, to let's leave point of view, you wish Cameroonians work with Nigerians more. To you, what do you think, who do you think is preventing that from happening? between the two sides?
I think Nigerians, just going by the fact that they are in a better position, and I think Cameroonian artists would definitely want to work with Nigerian artists, Nigerian people in the entertainment industry. So if there should be anybody stopping it, it should come from the Nigerian side, because why would Cameroonians stop it? Why would Cameroonian entertainers stop it?
Yeah, because that's something. That's something that's supposed to be happening. But if it is not happening, it means maybe the person who has the knife, the bread and the knife is being shish, is selfish with it. Maybe. Yeah, that may be a strong word, but
yeah, at the end of the day, these are just speculations. Behind
these
the
are
scenes,
we are all just speculating. Okay,
yeah,
we are all just speculating.
Behind the scenes, it might be, who knows? It might either be Nigerians acting for Cameroon, like that day. I don't know if you're the one who said it, or I cannot remember what you're talking about. Kolela Petit, Davido.
Exactly. Yeah. Davido said he tried to reach out to Franco, and it's listen. You know what? This thing is an African disease. Like when somebody feels like they are up, they try to. Not all Africans are like that though, but most Africans are like that. When they feel like they're in the position of power, they try to feel important, and they make it difficult for people to feel like they don't want to share that spotlight with them. Because imagine Davido is trying to contact Franco to do Kolela Petit with him, and Franco is making it difficult for Davido to reach him. And now Franco cannot even compare now with Titi Panchak. Let's not even.
David, there's something on your sound. Yeah, I can get you now. The ambassador, are you with us? Oh, where? Yeah, where? Anyway, that's the reality. Your volume is kind of low. Your volume is low. Yeah. Oh, is it on my end? Yeah, I'm not getting you. Okay, but yeah, I can get you.
Hello?
Yes. Can you get me?
Yep, I can. Of course.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, proceed. You were saying something.
Yeah, I think. Wait, 1 minute. Oh, I see. Yeah, I was saying we've answered the questions, right? We've answered the questions for. Wait.
Yeah. So.
I haven't answered the question because the ambassador has answered the question. I know you can hear me, but
so you had to answer which artist do you defend like a family member, or did you defend like a family member?
Okay. That thing goes with eras. It goes with Cameroonians and Nigerians have more in common than Ghanaians. Yeah, let's leave just made a point. He said, I think Cameroonians and Nigerians have more in common than Ghanaians. Okay, so let me answer the question. Mine has gone with eras, okay? It started from the Ludacris era to the Lil Wayne era to it got to Drake era. After Drake, then it came to Cameroon, the Jovi, where I could argue. Like, mine wasn't about Jovi and anybody else. It was just Jovi and Stanley Enofa. Like Jovi, when the conversations come up between Jovi and Stanley, and there's no out there on Jovi's side. Yeah, that was just mine. So it went all those eras, like mine switched with eras. But now I may slightly go to J. Cole. I had a J. Cole era too. But I just realized there's nobody that I can feel like a family member. I don't have a favorite artist. I just have favorite moments and favorite music. That's just so there's nobody I can say, okay, who would you defend like a family member? No. I don't think I have anybody, any artist like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so for me, it's if I have to defend any artist, to be music, right? I cannot really defend them like a family member, like defend every sector of their life. Like if somebody tells me, like for example, I've been very vocal about being a fan of Narcissus. see. But if somebody tells me that he was fighting the club, that one does not concern me. Or if he did something to somebody, like, I'm not about to go and defend his personal life or things that he does out of his ears. I don't know about his morals or his up and down, like whatever he's doing. And no. I just know about his music. If I have to defend an artist musically, I will. But if it's not musically and other parts, like, I don't really know. I don't really indulge in all of that a lot. Yeah. So I cannot really be the one to defend him there. But musically, I'll defend that. See, let me see. I'm going to defend Burna Boy. Yes, Nasty Burna Boy. I'll defend musically. Who else? Like, those are people that I'll be like, hey, if somebody tells me that no, their music is whack, I'm looking like, really? Do you listen to this? Yeah, exactly. Like, that's what I'll ask. Like, if somebody tells me Burna Boy's music is whack, I'm like, are you hearing the same thing I'm hearing? Then this girl came,
like me, the same way I said Burna Boy is just hype, and you almost killed me here.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know.
I still stand at that point though.
Like, are you serious?
I still stand at that point because he has good songs. I can't lie. He has good songs. He has good moments, but yeah, to me, he's not always there.
Musically, Burna Boy is like at the top. I love the song. I love the song. I'll the next time. Yeah. Then there's
Burna Boy to me is hype. Thames.
Well, that's your point of view. There's this girl Thames. You know Thames?
Yeah, I know Thames.
Yes.
I like her.
Yeah, I've not listened to a lot of her songs, but the songs I've listened
to all her EPs and all her albums.
Yeah, I just like her her vibe is just different. Her vibe is that kind of relaxation, chilling kind of vibe. Like, even this song when she was like, "Why you wanna try me? Try that." Even that song.
Yeah, that's a song that made me discover her.
Yes, it's just that kind of. I feel it's just relaxing. Her music is relaxing for me. So those are the three people that I would defend them musically, and I will repeat myself again musically. I don't know about her private life. I don't know about the